Guys, how you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm just watching one of my airplane videos, and I noticed I've been seeing this airplane a lot, where it's not really a 747 because the 747 has that hump in the front, and which I don't know why I just absolutely love it. Um, but now I've seen these planes around, but I keep thinking because they look bigger, but doesn't have that hump, And not only does it not have the hump, but the cockpit is down on the first floor, not on the upper floor, like the 747. So it looked always strange to me. And I studied this plane ever since anytime I see it. Anytime I see this kind of plane, I study it and it looks a little off. Because I grew up with 737s and 727s where the cockpit is on the first floor and you got, you know, and you got passengers all the way along the rest of it, right? Well, here we have a plane that is bigger, that, you know, doesn't have, I mean, if it was just with the bottom floor, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's see if I can do this a little better. Okay, I'm using this, but I don't even know if I can. All right, you notice? This is what I'm used to seeing, right? Cockpit on the bottom, on the first floor, and passengers all the way through to the end. But that's not what we have here. What we have here, and it took me a little while to see this, okay? It took me a little while to see this. Now, it doesn't have as many, or maybe does have as many, landing gear as 747. But you notice two engines here, two engines there, and it's at this point, as it's coming down, okay, now, you notice how the fuselage is right on the first floor. I'm sorry, the cockpit, right? The cockpit's on the first floor, just like any other plane. The 747 was always unique in the fact that the cockpit was on the second floor. And it had, you see those windows? Okay. I'll let it go up. Oh, that whole stops up. Alright, now, the 747, it would hump. This would be a hump, and it would go down. The cockpit would be right there. Not there, but there. Okay. So I thought this plane looked a little weird. Okay. But then I thought to myself, okay, it looks weird to have some plane up here and have the cockpit down here. I thought that was too strange. And then you see, then with this plane, I noticed the windows on an upper deck. And okay, if the windows on the upper deck, why isn't the cockpit up there, as on the 747? And then I realized, well, I know this is not a 747. The Boeing 747's got the hump, where the cockpit's on the second floor. Now, which I always thought was kind of neat, that first class or something like that would have seating right to the end where the cockpit would be. And there's no cockpit. I always thought that was so damn cool. And then if you sit over here, the cockpit is directly above you. And I thought that was also kind of cool, that you could sit in those seats and know look up at the ceiling and notice the pilot and the cockpit is directly above you. Okay, but in this plane we don't have that. In this plane, the cockpit is there where it is on all other planes, but you have this upper deck here. And then I thought that upper deck must extend through the entire length of the fuselage. And as I continue to watch, oops. Oh, I hate when it does this. Go ahead, computer. Alright. Stupid computer. Okay. Now, you really can't see it here. You really can't see it here. But you notice 4 big engines on that side. And sort of you can see 4 on that side. And 4, 8, 16. Yeah. So this does have the same number of wheels as the 747, because the 747 has your nose gear, and it also has 16 wheels under the belly. Okay, that's to withhold all the weight. But what's interesting is it's a wide body. Okay, even though the hump is the extra tough in the front, but the rest of the fuselage is the same height. So if it's the same height, why does it need extra wheels? Well, it needs extra wheels because it's a wide body jet. Now, here we have the Airbus 380, okay, which is not really Boeing, I don't think. So not only is this plane a wide body as it looks, alright, I'll show you as we go along. Look how graceful that is. Now you can see it better. Now we can see it better. At this angle, we could definitely see it better. Now we see we have there's 1, 2, 3, 4 engines. Okay, 2 engines on this side, 2 engines on this side, as big as the 747. Okay, now this looks so weird. I can't help it. It looks so weird that a plane this tall has a cockpit right at the nose. It looks too much like a bird, right? And that's the beak of the bird. Because it's too high. See, this plane is too tall. Okay? This plane is too tall and have nothing here where a cockpit would be, and have the cockpit right here, right at the very tip. See that little tip? Coochie coochie coo. See what I'm saying? It looks too weird, right? It looks like it's sad. Doesn't this plane almost look like it's sad? Oh, it's not happy today. No, this is a very sad plane. It's not having a good day. Very sad. But see, that's the way it looks to me. Okay. But then, then I noticed the double decker. See, here's the double decker. Okay. So, forgetting the cockpit for a moment, look down the fuselage. We have seating on the as an upper deck and seating on the lower deck. All the way to the back. To the entire fuselage, all the way down to the tail. Okay, so, I guess we can't. But you notice we have, this is fascinating to me. Okay, so, this Airbus 380, okay, which has all the elements of a 747, of a Boeing 747. We have 2 turbine engines here, 2 turbine engines here, 18 wheels under the belly, and it's a double-decker at some point. Okay, see, this is why it looks weird, okay? If you looked at it from here, like this, it looks like a 747, but the cockpit's in the wrong place. But if you look at the whole plane, you realize that it's not a hump. It's not. There's no hump. There's no hump shape in the front where the cockpit would be. Okay, it goes all the way to the rear. All the way to the rear. But all that upper deck. Wouldn't that be something so it isn't just, okay, you can't even sit above the cockpit, like in the 747, where it looks like you could sit below the cockpit. So basically, what is up here above the cockpit, we don't know, because seating starts over here. Okay, seating starts over here. Okay, see, so we would guess there's a stairs over here, right where the door is. Okay, where seating begins down here. But at some point you go up the stairs to the upper deck. Wouldn't it be something to sit on the upper deck and know you got people below you? Or you're sitting on the lower deck knowing you have people above you. This reminds me a lot of the George Washington Bridge. The George Washington Bridge is structured just like this. Okay, where you have an upper deck and a lower deck, and it goes the whole length, right? So I like going on the upper deck of the George Washington because I like to watch or look at, the towers and the suspension cables, but at the same, and knowing that I got traffic below me. But I also like traveling on the lower deck of the George Washington Bridge because it's kind of cool knowing you got traffic above me at the same time. You're going on the bridge and a tunnel at the same time, so you get the best of both worlds. So if I ever am able to get aboard a plane, I would like to get aboard 3 planes. A 747 just one last time, and 2 Airbus 380s or something like this, where I'll travel on the lower deck, and then I'll return, same plane, but on the upper deck. I want to experience flying in a plane like this, where you have an upper and lower deck. And so this plane does not look as weird as it once did. Can't see it too well. Well, I guess you can. There's your upper deck and lower deck. There's your upper deck. See, now you can see it. All the way to the back of the plane. And there's your two exits, here and here, on this side. That almost could be 747, but no, it's not. Oh, don't stick your butt in my face. We don't know where your butt's been. Anyway. Okay. Well, guys, that's what I wanted to show you. Alright, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. Okay. Bye.